I know that's amazing because that's a great segue for I wanted to talk about the knowing doing gap, and that's more about what is being discussed. And I just want to take a moment to read just a short paragraph in an excerpt. So
Mhm.
there's an enormous difference between what most people know and what they do, which is what we're discussing. We're raised in a world and received schooling for many years in a system where the focus is on taking in information and then recognizing the individual for how much they can remember. However, we are now living in a world that really isn't very interested in what you know. They're more interested in what you do. In fact, the only people that are being recognized today are the ones who can do things, who get the job done and get the results. And so I just wanted to share that because it just really puts it into perspective for people. I was listening to Jim Rohn, and he's such an inspirational. I The man is absolutely amazing, and the knowing doing gap is so incredibly powerful because I find that a lot of people, and even myself, when I'm growing and I'm stretching and I'm really reaching for what I want to, and I start getting uncomfortable, I can very easily get bogged down in that. And I can start focusing on that instead of going, this is just a temporary feeling. This is a moment in time. And I know that as I persist and continue, I'm going to get to where I want to go. And the knowing doing gap is a lot of times where people get stuck, including myself, because I know what I need to do, but I'm not doing it. And I know for myself, a lot of it is fear, and it's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of, am I going to succeed? You know, those kinds of thoughts. And I know a lot of people have them. Every time you stretch, you're going to deal with the old paradigms and the old beliefs and, all those old systems that you're not always consciously aware of. And the biggest part of success and growth is becoming aware of those old beliefs and then starting to replace them with the new ones. And that's what a lot of what we're talking about is, when we're building that dream and we have it embedded in our imagination, the gap between achieving it and moving towards it is not so much what we know, but it's what we do. And Jim Rohn says it's perfectly. He talks about it's not the big decisions, it's the little ones. So when you're moving towards that big goalpost, do you have the mentorship? Do you have someone working with you? Are you asking for guidance? Are you writing everything down? Are you checking within yourself? Are you taking quiet moments? Turn off the TV, put the phone down, write it down, and look at what you're actually writing. Are you feeling what you're writing down? And success for myself and so many people, it's yes, the big decisions matter, but it's the little ones of every single day. And, I always find with mentorship, everybody helps you get more organized. And if you're unclear, even like where you want to go, but if you're unclear about those small steps and those base camps, that each decision that you make is going to build and grow to get you to that major decision. And we always go, yeah, we've got the perfect, finished product, but we need that mentorship to help us get there. And just in being able to go through those small base camps, set achievable goals for yourself that are going to move you in a smooth transition to get you where you want to go. And having a mentor, having guidance is somebody that's going to celebrate those wins with you. And every time you build upon those decisions, which is a win, every time we make a decision and it's firm and it's concrete, and, a lot of people say, burn the bridge, don't have the plan B, just go for the plan A. Every time we stay committed and we're persistent, those small decisions grow and build upon each other to get us where we need to go. And eventually, all those little wins that we celebrate, and it's really important to celebrate, don't forget not to do that. All of those little wins, eventually you turn around one day and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm here. It happened so quickly. And you didn't even realize it. And that's the joy in mentorship in helping you go through the knowing doing gap, is that you don't have to do it alone. You have somebody that's going to maybe say, did you remember this? Maybe point out that, because we are so emotionally invested. We are so incredibly excited that sometimes we miss those little steps, or hesitation is, just sometimes we need a bit of we need some encouragement, and, we need somebody to point that out and bring that awareness to our attention, so that we're not getting bogged down and we're not confused and just not quite focused with what we need to get done. And it's easy to be distracted. It's easy to fall back into comfort, and it's easy to fall back into your regular routines and just kind of make those small base camps not as important. You're like, well, maybe I had to cook dinner. Maybe I needed to take that phone call. I had another email that I had to answer. And just having that mentorship helps to put you in the direction of asking you, are these activities really worthy of getting you towards your goal? And sometimes just having someone ask you these questions just helps to bring you out of maybe where you're feeling stuck, or you're starting to slide back, or you're moving into that hesitation. Every time we procrastinate, that's doubt and fear. And so just having somebody bring that to our awareness, so that when those old behaviors we slide into without even being aware and noticing them, because we can slide really quick and it happens so fast because it's habitual, that we don't even notice that we're falling back into it. So the mentorship, again, so incredibly important. Having somebody be there with you, so that when you have your big C goal, when you have your big result that you're wanting to achieve, you're not falling back into old behaviors that can creep up so quickly because we're not conscious of them. We're not aware of them emotionally or mentally. They're defense mechanisms that will help protect us, but are they really getting us to where we want to go? And that is the difference, like what Jim Rohn talks about, between those big decisions that matter and those silent little ones that maybe we think are protecting us, that are actually hindering us from expanding, feeling uncomfortable, and going through the growth to get us to where we want to go. And eventually we hit the win, and, that's what changes it. And the next goal we achieve, and the next one that we set that's bigger and we stretch more, we have the confidence because we know we've gone through these stretching points. We know we've gone through the discomfort, and we start to build self confidence, so that the next one we set and the next one we set, and each one becomes easier. And we know that with persistence, we're going to get there. And when we have a great team with us and we have a great team beside us, you're invincible. You're invincible because you can, and you will, and you're committed, and you've made a decision. And no matter what, you're going to get there.